Hello people of YouTube and welcome to a desk tour. A couple of weeks ago Signan told me that she had been watching a few people on YouTube make videos like this. And I figured it is actually quite interesting to see what other people have done with their creative, productive spaces, like their desk. So I figured it would be quite interesting maybe for you guys to see what kind of stuff I have done with my desk, because my desk is my home within my home, which sounds a bit silly perhaps, but I do spend a slightly too ridiculous amount of time at my desk. And I spent that time doing a lot of different things. I edit video, photo, I study languages. In the recent past I spent a lot of time here writing on my final thesis for my communications bachelor, and I do a lot of video gaming as well. So I do really spend a lot of time at my desk. So let's take a look at what my desk contains. Our apartment is located in a so-called student village, and my desk is located in the far southwest corner of our apartment. Now what's great about this is that in the southwest corner we have two very large windows that look out over the student village and over a nice road. Now this road is very quiet, there are no cars whatsoever even really allowed in this student village, but there is a lot of people walking around and going about their days. So whenever I feel like I need a bit of distraction from my day, I can just look out of my window, either in front of me or to the side of me, and do some people watching, which is always nice to do. Moving on to my workspace itself, we come to the left part of my desk, which is by far the most bright and colorful part. Now here I have some general productivity things as well as some decorations. We start with a roll of tape, a stapler, and a hole puncher. Very riveting stuff. And my plant is an aloe vera I bought at IKEA in August of 2017. The lamp you can see is also from IKEA. I very much enjoy the way this lamp looks, even though it has fallen apart slightly and it's gotten a bit smudgy and I had to repair it once or twice already. I do like the way it looks, and it fits in on my desk quite nicely. Then moving down from my lamp we see a metric ton of Fineliners, a couple of Sharpies and a ruler, as well as an empty glass jar and a weird, slightly large and slightly creepy Lego figurine. The Fineliners in the jar on the left I got from Signa for Christmas for my bullet journaling, which we'll get to in a second, and the Fineliners and Sharpie on the right I already owned. Then the empty jar sometimes houses a candle when I am feeling particularly romantic or something along those lines. And the slightly odd Lego figurine is from my sister. She gave it to me for my birthday a couple of years ago and I absolutely love this thing. And that brings us down to my bullet journal. My bullet journal right now is being made in a Makusa notebook for all of you Harry Potter fans out there. I've largely been using it for language learning, like making vocabulary lists, etc. But there's also some habit trackers, a birthday calendar, some gift ideas, and a couple of hideous drawings in there as well. I've not been working on it every single day, but I have been trying to make it a sort of habit to, at the end of every day, tick off my habits. And whenever I do some language learning, especially in German and Italian right now, I write in it quite a bit. Then we move on to the drawer and the cupboard of my desk, which house various bits and bobs, not very spectacular stuff really. My drawer houses an extra notebook, a USB stick, some cables, headphones, my passport, that sort of loose random stuff that I don't really have a place for on top of my workspace. And then the cupboard contains 4 boxes with computer and camera equipment and a folder with yawn-inducing documents such as invoices and insurance policies. Very riveting indeed. Then we get to the part of my desk that I undoubtedly spent most of my time interacting with. My computer stuff. Now my computer itself is this particularly unspectacular and painfully outdated thing. I love the case that it is housed in, which is standing on the right side next to my desk, but if you look at what is housed inside of it, you might want to cry, just as I want to do sometimes. Either way, we are not really here to talk about the computer itself. You can watch more about the computer I use in the upgrade path videos. We are here to talk quickly about my peripherals. Now, I'm not going to go into too much geeky details and that sort of thing. I actually don't know too many geeky details about my peripherals. I'm more a geek about the computer itself. Anyway, let's get to it. My 2 speakers on the sides are from Logitech, which, I mean, they're cheap and they do what they need to do. They give me loud audio whenever I don't want to wear headphones. Then on top of my monitor we have another Logitech part, which is even older. Holy shit, I already used this webcam when MSN was still a thing that was being used. This beautiful baby is a Logitech QuickCam Pro 5000, which at the time was quite a decent webcam. Now it's just a standard definition piece of shit. But at the time, it was pretty decent, and I got to bring it to Norway because no one at home uses a webcam anymore, unless it's built into their laptops. Then to the object this grumpy old webcam is standing on, my monitor / sticky note display case. I bought it 4 years ago when I bought my computer first, and it is just a simple AOC 1080p 60 Hz refresh rate, very basic monitor. It's not overly spectacular, just like the two other things we have talked about up until now. But it does the job. It is fine for video editing and fine for photo editing. I'd like to upgrade to something that has a higher resolution and higher color accuracy at some point in the future, but it's not my biggest priority at this point in time. But now I'm gonna give you slight shock horror, because the next peripheral we'll be talking about is not shit. This is my brand new keyboard. It is a Logitech, yes, Logitech is very well represented on my desk, a Logitech G810. This is a fully mechanical keyboard, full sized, so it has the 10 number keys on the side, as well as media playback buttons and a nice volume wheel and that sort of thing. It is RGB backlit. It is absolutely lovely to type on, and I used to have a very cheap keyboard that was just not that nice and slightly flimsy at all. And then on my birthday last January, I got this from my mom as an upgrade for my old keyboard, and I absolutely love it to bits. Then alongside the keyboard comes the mouse, which is a Mad Catz Rat Pro S. I got this as a birthday present from the Dutch gang last year, and what was kind of hilarious is that Mad Catz, the company that produced this mouse, went bankrupt the month after I got this for my birthday. I don't know what this says about the company, but the mouse itself is very nice. It is a bit plasticky and slightly flimsy on the buttons, but the plastic material does make it very light and quite nice in the hand. So yeah, I do really like this mouse as well. And then the last peripheral, the one that you are hearing me talk through right now, is my Blue Yeti microphone. Now, a lot of critics on the internet do say that this is not a particularly lovely microphone. I kind of disagree, but then again, I'm not an audiophile, so I don't have the best hearing and like senses for this sort of thing. But I do really like this microphone, and it's been working really well for me the past 4-ish years. I think I've had it for about 4 years now. And yeah, Blue Yeti, it's perfectly fine. And I myself do, for one, very much enjoy how it sounds. To end it off, we are almost there. We have the last few bits and bobs on the right side of my desk. The first thing is a jar of vitamin D pills. As we all know, I live in Norway, and Norway is very, very dark in winter, which is not fun for my vitamin D levels and not fun for my mood. So in early November, I bought this jar of vitamin D pills, and I take one every day, and it's lasted me all winter, and I have miraculously not really had any winter depression. So it might work, it also very much might be placebo effect, I don't know, but as long as I don't feel down, I am gonna keep eating them until the sun in Norway comes back up. Then we have a Nick Valentine pop vinyl, and Nick Valentine is a character from Fallout 4, a companion that you as the player can have. And in Fallout 4, it is one of my favorite companions, and Signe bought this for me when we were in London around New Year's. Another thing that somehow ended up on my desk from London is these outdated 20 Swedishkronor. This is obviously Swedish currency, and this particular design of notes is outdated, so it's not usable and valid anymore. And even if it was, it is only worth about 2-ish euros, so it wasn't particularly worth a lot to begin with. But I kind of like the way it looks. It still looks weirdly new for something that is so outdated, so I thought I'd just have it on my desk and stare at it every now and again. I don't exactly know why either. The thing that is standing on top of the 20 kroner is a Dutch statue-ish thing of two people kissing. I think this is actually Signe's, and I think it is Signe's dad who gave this to her with the text, "Look, it is you," referring to me and Signe kissing, you know, because I'm Dutch and it says Holland on the thing, and it's also styled in Delft's blauw. So yeah, that is now also a thing that has appeared on my desk in the middle of the living room for us all to enjoy. And then the last thing is a Bols liquor bottle, and it is painted in a very similar style as the Kissing People statue, although the bottle looks a lot nicer and more authentic than the Kissing People statue. And I got this from Signe's dad as well, because I really like the design, and it is just a nice reminder of home here in Norway. So yeah, some Dutch paraphernalia on my desk. And that brings us to the end of this desk tour. I feel like it was a little bit long perhaps, but I really do hope that you enjoyed this little insight into my productive, creative space. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to randomly push some of the positive buttons down below, and I will see you again soon. Bye!